Hello. Wanted to talk a bit about upcoming patch. I think this is kind of like a series that I want to do, kind of like a diary. And whenever there's something new I've got on my heart, I'll start talking about it. And whatever seems relevant, it's not going to be like a guide towards what is generally seen as the best thing or so forth. It's just going to be whatever I'm planning to do, what feelings I have about things regarding the game, obviously. And I'll probably try and do that whenever there's something relevant to say. So, again, we're getting new raid, getting a new season, Mythic Plus season, getting new dungeon pools. As usual, I'm obviously going to be playing my warrior mostly, but I will also be playing other characters on the side, which I'll get into later. But mostly got a DH, planning to keep my druid, but as a balance on the side up to date. I will try and keep as many of the others as possible as well, like game monk as tanks, that is. But my warrior will be the main, and paladin for sure. Paladin, DH, and warrior is the three ones that I'm gonna be focusing on. Don't like this song. So let's talk a bit about what there is to do specifically as a warrior, though. I'm not gonna go as in depth on any other classes. I'm just gonna give my thoughts and feelings about them, and including my warrior. But let's begin by talking about what there is to do and what there is to consider as a warrior in Season 3. These videos will, by the way, be without a script. Probably can notice they will also probably be uncut and so forth. They're just gonna be raw material that I'm making. Maybe in the future I'll start cutting them, maybe editing a bit. Let's see how it goes to begin with, yeah? To begin with, in Season 3, I do have some kind of like form that I have typed things up though, what to do. There's a few specific trinkets that we want to go for. Regarding BIS items, there's gonna be 2 raid trinkets, which is Gift of Ursine Vengeance, Tips Emerald Friendship, it's actually 3. And then we also have Cataclysmic Signet Brand. Now the question is, are you gonna have these on Heroic or Mythic? If you have them on Heroic, it's probably not worth considering them. There's also other potential trinkets like Dawn of the Infinite trinkets. There's 2 in that one. Like stone scales, this is a must, I think, for high keys. At a specific point, we'll have to get this probably. Then we also have another potential, which is Accelerating Sandglass. Positive things about this being gives haste, and there's also more damage too. But I believe the other trinkets will be doing more damage. However, these are like the 5 trinkets that you might want to keep and save and try to get ASAP. I will probably be playing Sandglass and Cheat Death myself if I have enough haste. Otherwise, if I don't have enough haste, I will go for the Dark Art ticket, maybe. Dark Art ticket haste egg. Gives about 4k haste. Up to 4k haste, it's about an average of 2k whilst it's up, and then box like, I don't know, maybe once per minute, so it's not too big of an uptime. Apart from that, we have one specific BIS item, which is the weapon. You can get it from Mythic, it's certainly BIS, right? If you can't, questionable if it is on Heroic. Not, you're just gonna go for whatever haste versa things there are. Regarding tier set, same thing, which means you're gonna go for shoulders, chest, legs, and hands. Most likely. It's also fine if you get a helmet. Use it, not a big deal. So that's mostly items, like it doesn't matter. We're probably gonna be going for haste and verse. up to a certain point. There's two options regarding haste. Either you can play low haste or high haste. If you play high haste, you want to go for probably around 40% plus. If you go for low haste, you're fine with 28, but there's different talents built for them. Talent build for high haste is with ITF, which is gonna look something like this. Potentially skip blood search in some keys, not sure which just now, but could be looking something like this. And switch out some talents such as Spellblock in some keys, but in most keys you will be playing Spellblock, and if nothing else you can at least find excuses to play it in, I think, every. Now there's more things that you can switch out. Actually not really. To switch out Battering Ram you would have to have an insane haste amount of like maybe, I don't know, 65%. That is with ITF buffs. Keep in mind that ITF works in a way, it's multiplicativity or normal haste, so if I've got 40% haste, I've got 1.4 haste, so that means 140 times 10%, which means 14% extra haste, instead of just the at 10. But this is the general talent build that I will be playing, I'm pretty sure. Personally, based on how it feels like, I might be switching some other things around, but the main thing, drop Spellblock, you go for double Bloodborne, otherwise it's like this. The other build is gonna be the low haste one, which you just need to have, I think, 28%. I think you can go with lower, but I would recommend 28% or 30% even, just to have a smoother gameplay. You don't need to play Battering Ram here, you can go double Bloodborne. If you drop Spellblock, you probably go for Show of Force or Cheat Death, probably Show of Force. Potentially in some keys, but I don't think this is a realistic scenario. You could drop Shockwave and go Uproar. Doubt there's keys where you don't need stops to... doubt that's a realistic scenario. Okay, these are the two different talent options. Basically between ITF and not. If you have ITF you get Battering Ram, if not, go Heavy Repercussions and you can drop Battering Ram. If you're playing Heavy Repercussions and you still have a shield block uptime of less than 90%, go Battering Ram. No reason not to spend it. Wait. Alright, let's consider when you switch tier sets. I think in Mythic Plus, I don't think I would switch until I have 4 piece, but I might also try it out and get to something new there. But depends on the item level though, right? If you go for this to a normal piece, I don't think it's worth switching 2 piece and 2 piece, unless there's anything else altering the thing, like amount of haste you get. Regarding embellishments, damage wise you go for Shadow Cloak, but it's also questionable if that's gonna be the case, because there might be other things which is just more valuable overall. So other options which you could want to craft gonna be maybe Lariat, but that's not gonna be until we are definitely going past this. That's not gonna be until you have all sockets or close to all sockets. Then Lariat. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Damage is also generally not the issue. You want to live. If you live, you'll get fairly high. You need more damage. You should probably start by looking at what buttons you're pressing, because you can get that extra damage from that instead of fixing an item. There's also another interesting weapon in the game actually, which is Dawn of the Infinite and Coil Saram, which can be beneficial when there's other undead packs, because the Scourge Bane gives some kind of holy light buff. You need that deals damage to undeads, so could be, but I'm not sure about it yet. but you might want to look out for it and not just vendor it instantly. Like that's actually about it. The reason why there's not more info is, first of all, there's no BIS items, there's just the stats, and that's it. If you're going for the lower haste build, you just go for main stat and item level, and that in general as well with the higher build, but you go for haste versa and item level, haste versa. Ideal. If you have to choose between one, you go for haste until you have at least 30, 38, 39 maybe. 39 I think is safe spot to have enough shieldbox downtime. CDR, sorry, it should be down to 10 seconds then when you have all of your ITF stacks. So you should be fine. The raid trinket, which is this one, is gonna work kind of like Ominous now, but the sad thing is it does not have haste. I doubt it will be a trinket for us. Might be worth it still just for the group, but not for us personally. So at least I don't think so. This soundtrack. I think that might be enough of Pot Warrior for now. I will be making guides towards Mythic Plus. I'll be making them fairly quickly to begin with and not too detailed. More like a quick draft of what to watch out for, how to quickly go through the key. And I'll try to get them at around 20 kilo or so. See what it feels like. Then we can talk about other classes. So, and what is probably going to be meta and what isn't. That's really hard for me to say about other things than tanks, and I can't really say it specifically about tanks either. But Demon Hunters seem to be really fucking strong. If they can live, they're just gonna be broken. You want to consider the amount of AoE stops they have. Like, there's nothing that can compare their stops in any way remotely close right now. Just let me go and get a pack real quick. We've got two basically knocks, or let's say it's not a knock, but let's just get this. And if you don't want to stack them up, you can say they're casting now. That should interrupt the cast. Might be hard to hit, but still, you get the idea. This is stops. That was out of range. Get the idea though. You do it over there probably, and it should stop the cast. As long as their grip stops the cast. Then we have a Fear Sigil. Stops the cast, right? It's gonna break insta. Unless we deal some kind of damage to them. Break? Oh, there you go. Breaks after damage. That's gonna go instantly in a group. Now, apart from that, when they're casting, we have a Silence Sigil, which silences them for 6 seconds. And we have a double of each, so to me that's pretty insane. On top of that, you also have Imprison, which is a single target stop, but doesn't work on everything, right? It's to be Demon Beast or Humanoid. Then we also have, here's no one. Probably just done. 3 second? 2 second one, sorry, my bad. So that means total of 4 stops, which insta-cast again, 2 silences, 1 minute CD, which is gonna be less because it reduces PDR once you use sigils, or the sigils deal damage, I think. Yeah, afflicting an enemy with a sigil reduces the cooldown of your sigils. Does that mean if you inflict several enemies that it does several seconds? It does several seconds. It's just once, but it's still, you know. Like, what, 45 seconds CDR in the end on them, or something. I assume this doesn't count as a sigil. counts as a sigil. So it's even less. Well, 4 knocks basically. Not even knocks, but you know, 4 stops. 1 silence, well, yeah, 1 silence, but 2 charges, technically 2. Second silence, that's insane. 2 seconds stun. They don't share CDR, no, DR by the way, which makes it insane. And then we also have imprison on certain mobs. Well, to me that just sounds insane. Apart from that, we have 5% magic damage buff, so in a magic damage comp, it's gonna be busted as heck. Just extra damage, right? The second thing that I could imagine being meta is gonna be Paladin. Main reason why I believe Paladin might be meta is because Demon Hunters can't survive, right? Demon Hunters can't survive. I don't think they're gonna be meta. Again, you could kite as a Demon Hunter very easily, I would say, but if they're not gonna live, they're probably not gonna be meta. It's just gonna be the case. But you still have a fairly decent amount of stops as a Paladin, right? Most of us probably played them in Season 1. Nothing else. Half of them are silence now. Also think Demon Hunters should be doing pretty good amount of damage. But I sadly cannot give you a wish list of hero items, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhat the same trinkets. At least the cheat death one, imagine. In for any other time, cheat death trinket. And then whatever weapon that sticks out, and whatever their attack fire is. Master's just got a damage buff, I believe, so they might be alright. Is there anything else to say? You want to get your gear set ASAP, I would say. Stay safe and keys. Let me see if there's anything I missed about the Cold War. Yeah. I think that's it for me for this time. I can understand that this might be a bit dull. It's not meant to be fun. It's meant to be informative and somewhat interesting. It's the main reason why I make my videos. Try and help others. Well, understand, get a better grasp of the game maybe. Which is why I'm kind of calling it like a diary list, because it's not gonna be a guide to meta. It's not gonna be a guide on how you should be playing. It's gonna be a guide on how I play, and why I play the way I do, what I do, why I don't do it differently, and why I think the way I think. Kind of like that. It's more of you to get an understanding of the game itself, rather than how to play the game. But by understanding the game itself, understanding how you should play. Also made in a way where I also would like to make it in a way where you don't have to be watching the entire video, but you can just listen to it thoroughly. Well, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day and best of luck in Season 3. I think I'm gonna go to bed fairly soon and hopefully wake up before uni. I can do some farming or raiding, something. Right, have a nice night. Bye.